Hello, Pisces. My name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology, and it's so good to be here with all of you today. Thought I was going to be able to get that flame out. But I think as we dive into today's reading, I don't know if it's going to be a love reading or not, but I do have a love deck here. I think it could be significant. But we're going to be channeling some messages from a new oracle deck that I have. It's pretty popular right now. It's called What's the Gossip? Whether or not we should be tapping into gossip, I like to do it occasionally, and then I love to bring spiritual messages as well. But I always like to give you guys the opportunity to kind of know like what's going on in your world, what's going on with the people and the energies around you, because we do all live a life where there is stuff going on. But one thing I was made aware of in my own life, and I always want to share with you, I'm not perfect, right? And I know neither are you. We're all human. And sometimes we can use tarot and astrology to dive into topics over and over and over again to the point of insanity, to the point of beating a dead horse, to the point of going to extremes and becoming very obsessive with the energy. At times, the energy can become clouded, diluted, confused. And as you're pulling cards, even for yourself, as I was doing, sometimes those messages are not telling you current energies. They're telling you energies that are currently infiltrating your mind and not necessarily telling you truths. As I say that, I also hear half truths and whole lies. And so there's an energy that we're going to tap in today that may elucidate some of that. But I want you to be mindful that when you're constantly coming to tarot, even as a reader, there are times where the energy can get crossed up and things can get left in a state of constant looping. So Pisces, I do have availability to book with me in my description box. Also, the decks that I use, a couple of you have been asking in the comments, and I don't know how many of you listened to the intro, but the decks that I use are always listed in the description box. I have included links for the decks. The only time that you won't see a link is for like this deck, for instance. It's called Pop of Love. It's no longer in production from what I could see from the seller. So as long as it's in production, there will be a link for it. But okay, let's tap in, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? All right, so we have commitment issues, bounce back, lesson learned, retirement goals, status upgrade, clout chaser, let it go, sneaky link, me versus me, and toxic love and photoshopped came out together. On the bottom of your deck, you have swipe right. So I think you've learned this lesson, Pisces. Right in the middle, we have lesson learned and sneaky link. I think you could have dealt with someone in your past who had a sneaky link, who had a behavior that they hid from you, whether it was, a romantic behavior or not, but something that was hidden in the background. And I feel like that lesson has been completed. The lesson learned card shows this person holding a book of life lessons, coming to clarity, and there no longer being confusion. And I think whatever you're going through, Pisces, again, I felt like my story that I shared with you would be relevant to today's reading. And that's really what's coming out straight away is it says, this is wisdom gained, completing a cycle, growing through experience, and says, I'm wiser now. So there's this wisdom that you have gained from closing out a cycle where maybe you felt like you were being betrayed. This could also have been that energy we've been seeing for a while with that Seven of Swords, a person who has just been moving in the background, slinking around, kind of trying to go around you and leave you in a perplexing situation, keep you lost. And I think that you've moved beyond this. It says hidden encounters, private meetings, discreet intimacy, and it says nobody needs to know. So you're over here trying to figure out what's real versus fake. You may be getting readings, doing readings, tapping into energy, looking things up, keeping tabs on their social media account. And I don't think who they are showing themselves to be is really who they are. They're a clout chaser, or the situation just looks more glamorous on the outside than it actually is. They want people to think they're doing much better than they are. Maybe they want you to think that they're in a better spot than they are. But the truth of the matter is, they're dealing with like this silent battle within themselves. They're coming to terms with the fact that they've got to face themselves in the mirror for what they did, how they treated you, where this relationship ended up. And ultimately, you are sitting here now understanding that you did have a toxic love connection. It says pain disguised as passion, addictive patterns, harmful attachment where you can't live without them. And you have this photoshopped. It says fake perfection, artificial beauty, unrealistic standards filtered beyond recognition. You could have been with somebody who made you feel like you needed to compare to these, AI generated, super fake bodied individuals. You also could have been in a situation where the love looked really beautiful on camera, but behind the scenes, people didn't really know what was going on behind closed doors. This could have been a toxic attachment to online dating sites, especially with the swipe right card, or there could have been something online that this person dabbled in. But Spirit is saying you're moving beyond this cycle. You're being upgraded. You're being told to let things go. It says releasing grudges, emotional freedom, forgiving yourself and others, free your heart. You have this bounce back energy. Spirit says it's time. It's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to move on. You are being given a status upgrade. That could be upgraded to the status of single, an upgrade in your finances, an upgrade in your self-worth, an upgrade in your peace, because maybe you walked away from this relationship, or maybe the two of you are working things out and getting things back on track. But whatever happens here, I do see a lot of growth and potential for the future, because the retirement goals is here, and it says long-term stability, future planning, relaxation, earn, and living the dream. Some of you are going to work things out with this person and you're going to find more stability. Others of you are going to have to realize that your long-term stability and your upgrade is really built upon the fact that you put in the work to put yourself in a better position. And you're going to travel and go on this new journey. Some of you may be buying vacation homes or living somewhere near the water, taking a vacation soon. But there is an energy that is saying it's time to let this person go. They've got to face their own demons. They are presenting themselves as someone that they're not. And you've learned this lesson. So close the chapter, close the book. It's not necessary to go any further or deeper. There also could be, again, attached or attracted to things that are not even real. One thing that could be going on is, let's say this person is online shopping for love, whatever that may look like for them. And a lot of these photos that they're looking at are not even what the person truly looks like on the other side of the screen. So here you are comparing yourself, feeling maybe not as handsome or beautiful. Maybe they're taking a trip with that person already and they're making life look easy breezy. But the truth is, there's a lot of fakeness there. You are in a higher plane. Don't get caught up in their low vibrational energies. All right, current situation for Pisces. Right away, 3 of Swords. So you are healing from heartbreak. You have gone through a period of, I feel like, distrust, dishonesty, finding out information that you didn't want to know or hear, but you've accepted it for what it is, and you're moving on from heartbreak. Again, lesson learned. Though the trials may come, you have figured out the key and the codes to moving on from this. But 3 of Swords shows me somebody who's been battered by love. What about this 3 of Swords? Where are they at currently? The 10 of Wands. Getting ready to put this burden down. So do you see the heaviness that you were carrying with the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Wands? This person, this relationship, whoever they are, they really came and left this like heavy burden on your soul. And Spirit says, this is not your burden to carry. This is not your heartbreak to deal with. This is a time for healing, for letting go, for moving on and past it. There's an energy here that is saying it's time for something new. It's time for a fresh start. For those of you who are staying in the relationship, it's time to transform the relationship. Close this chapter, close this door, and move beyond this pain. Again, your guides are trying to tell you, don't loop, stop looping, stop looking and digging for dirt, stop trying to see what they're up to or whatever the case is. It's time to close the door on this chapter and move on, move out, recalibrate. What's challenging, Pisces? We have the Knight of Pentacles. So I think it's been a slow burn. Maybe you feel like you haven't been able to completely move forward because everything's been happening in slow motion. Maybe you're not having a lot of fun. This person looks like they're really caught up in work and responsibilities. And so it could be that you need to make some time to have fun. You need to make some time to focus on you. Maybe you need to also stop thinking about what's next, because the Knight of Pentacles is headed towards the next big thing, the next big break, the next financial project or windfall. You may need to just step back a little bit and allow yourself to relax and release and just chill out in regard to this relationship. Slow and steady wins the race as well. And so are some of you trying to quickly move on? Because again, we do have to look at that Knight of Pentacles as being in the reverse with it being in the challenge position. Strength of this time for Pisces. Give yourself the ample room you need to heal and breathe. You have the Nine of Swords. So your strength right now is that you're coming to realize that all of these terrors, these images in your head, this perplexing anxiety, these thoughts that come and bother you, they are just projections. Projections of the wounding in your subconscious that are trying to present themselves as present pain. When we think of the suit of the swords, we must remember the swords are mental. Your current world, it's being infiltrated by all of those thoughts. Those thoughts seem real, but in reality, those thoughts are not real. Those thoughts are you replaying traumas, replaying worst case scenarios, living out your fears, maybe even having bad dreams. But Spirit says the strength in that is you understand that it's not real. I'm feeling big illusion, like an illusion busting energy in this reading, okay? Area of focus. You have the Nine of Cups, the Strength card, and the Sun. This is beautiful. So this kind of reminds me of the title of one of our other videos the other day where it said focus on the good. Actually, I got to cover up that little guy. Give me a sec. Okay, so we're back. So with the Nine of Cups, the Strength card, and the Sun, this is saying for your area of focus, you need to focus on what makes you feel good. You need to focus on how things are working out for you, not how things are going for you in that mental prison. This is about the luxury, the life, the upgrades, the long-term stability that you want in your life. It could be that this constant thought of a relationship or a person who has wronged you or snuck behind your back, it could be making you get off course with your life. You're not focused. You're not moving towards your goals. And so Spirit is saying, embrace the Nine of Cups, relax, sleep on it, allow things to move forward, go with the flow. With the Strength card, this is also understanding that you are in a period of healing. Again, Three of Swords is about the heartbreak, but the Strength card is about healing of the heart. You have an opportunity right now to take what happened to you, to learn from it, to give yourself the time, the space, and the energy to heal from it. And then you move towards the Sun, which is happiness, clarity, positive energy, good things coming towards you, Pisces. The Sun is about embracing your vitality. There could be this darkness that kind of looms over you when you think or deal with this particular person. or about this situation, and your team wants you to shift your perspective to positivity. I do see like a mindset shift. I do see a possible need for therapy or for you to talk it through with somebody that you trust so that you can get back on game with your goals, because they are distracting you from forward movement for sure. All right, near future for Pisces. Oh, I love this. You have the Six of Wands. So your spirit team is saying if you stay focused, it's all going to be okay. Those of you staying in relationship with these people or continuing the partnership are going to see a positive transformation. Those of you that are walking away are going to be walking out of negativity and into something more self-serving. There's going to be a lot of positive recognition, a lot of really beautiful beginnings for you in the near future in regard to this commitment. But it's because you let go of that lens of negativity. You realized, okay, this is just projection. This is just bad thoughts going through my head. I'm actually going to be okay. I'm actually going to move forward and out of this energy. I do also see a sense of self-worth that's reestablished, a sense of self-love and pride in who you are. That's that energy we see here with the bounce back and the status upgrade. Let me show you. So you're going to come back stronger than ever from this situation. And again, it says resilience after setbacks, recovering quickly, determination to rise down. And it says can't keep me down. The status upgrade card says new achievements, improved social standings, lifestyle elevation, next level. So you don't have to continue to loop here, to be stuck in pain, to be distracted from your work, from your future, from your forward movement. There is a need for you to also just sleep on it. If it's tormenting you, sometimes trying to look into it deeper is not going to help. When in reality, with the death card here, Spirit wants you to just put something to rest. Let that old version of the relationship, that old way that you allowed yourself to be treated, the things that happened in the past, they need to be transformed. They need to be let go. We're walking towards the light now. We're not staying in this dark place. Oftentimes when we deal with things like this, you could also be under psychic attack, spiritual attack. That came through in a reading that we had the other day. A lot of the times when the entity can no longer win, it does everything it can to keep you stuck. It like knows that it can't win, but it will try its best to keep you stuck in a loop so that you won't move forward. And that way, it's not necessarily winning, but it's keeping you from winning. It's keeping you from a better relationship. It's keeping you from positivity and growth. It's keeping you from a new lease on life in that commitment with that person or that situation. It's going to stall you out from something really beautiful. So recent past, Four of Swords. You've gone within. You've prayed about it. You're healing through it. The swords are no longer in your back, Pisces. They are out of you. You understand the pain. You understand why you had to go through it. You're starting to really get the lesson. And now you're ready to improve your life. I see there being a period of time, though, where some of you could still be here, but it is showing up in recent past where you had to sleep on it. Or maybe you needed to take some time to yourself. Needed a little bit of isolation, a little bit of me time. For those of you in relationship with someone, you may have had to close the door for a little bit. But I do see you overcoming that. Tell me a little bit more about the Four of Swords, recent past. How did that period of time of isolation help Pisces? What did they gain? You were able to let it go. You were able to transform the pain. You were able to end out a really difficult chapter. Some of you, though, walked away. Others of you are saying, okay, if we're going to stay together, this is what we need to do to stay together. This is what I need from you to allow our souls to grow forward, okay? So I do see that this was it was time well spent. Isolation well spent. Introspection well spent. So that you could transform this relationship and move on or move forward. But whatever is happening, there is a movement out of the past. Advice. Two of Swords. You're at a crossroads, and Spirit says it's up to you to decide, where do you want to go? Do you want to continue to move in this twisted way where you're not getting anything straight, where you're not solving anything, you're staying in this loop of perpetual fear and anxiety? Or do you want to move on to a new beginning? There is a way that's being made for you. In this picture, it's showing like snow is melting. There is a pathway forward, and Spirit is showing you where to go. There's a blindfold that you have. Oh, my voice is going in and out. There's a blindfold that you have, though, Pisces, and Spirit is saying it is up to you to take it out and to stop confusing yourself and keeping yourself stuck. I really do think that this is a heart and the mind battle right now. So your heart may be telling you to do one thing and your heart is telling you another. You're not in complete cohesion. You're not in full balance. Maybe you need to balance out the heart chakra and the crown chakra of the body so that those two areas can communicate more clearly with you. It seems that a karmic loop has been going on, and it is time for you now with the Two of Wands here to decide for yourself, do we continue on this loop or do we move on? And when we move on, are we moving on together or are we moving on apart? But you are no longer in a place in your life, Pisces, where you are considering staying the same. Nothing's staying the same. Everything is changing. Your environment. Queen of Swords. A decision is in the process of being made. For many of you, it's a process that you are embodying and you are trusting. And I do think that you're going to go more with the head over the heart. The heart may be keeping you in a state of sadness and keeping you more emotionally bound to the feeling of that pain that the mind is then having these challenges with overcoming. But I do see you cutting through the BS of this situation and understanding, okay, this is what I need to do. Some of you may, again, need to talk to somebody. The Queen of Swords can be like a teacher, a guide, a mentor, could be a therapist, could be a doctor. And you're like, hey, I need a little bit of assistance with this, and can you help me? And I do see that assistance coming in for you. A very objective point of view, someone who's not going to be super attached to your story or your situation. And it looks like if that does come in for you, Pisces, this won't be for everybody. That is a soulmate that's trying to come in to assist you, to help you start this new beginning in your life with the Ace of Pentacles here. So that's really beautiful. It is a really good time with Pluto moving through the 12th house of Pisces to go into some type of therapy and to go into the subconscious through healing work. So for the next 20 years, that will be significant for us. All right, hopes and fears. All right, you have the 8 of Wands and you have the 8 of Pentacles. So 8-8 could be significant to you, or 888. Spirit is saying you're going to be moving forward towards rebuilding something new, better, brighter, something that's going to be fancy, shiny, lovely. And this is an opportunity, Pisces, to move on. I think, again, the entity, the negativity that was kind of on your shoulders, it was trying to keep you stagnant. But this particular card here is literally the movement card in the minor arcana of the tarot. This is talking about moving forward. Bird messengers could be significant. Traveling, moving. Some of you, in order for a relationship to be born or for a relationship to transform, there's going to need to be a physical relocation. For those of you who are going to stay in the same relationship, the new location brings a new way to build. The group of you where the love is ending is the new location, or the new whatever, the new horizon brings in fresh love, fresh faces, fresh perspective. For those of you who are not looking to go into a love relationship at all, the 8 of Pentacles could be about rebuilding yourself, your confidence, your body, your well-being, your health. So it's a really, really beautiful hopes and fears energy. And I think you're going to get through this. You have literally been betrayed, broken into pieces, broken in half. This person, there's fragmentation of the soul in this 10 of Swords card here. So there's nowhere else for you to go but up. And if your spirit team wasn't here to help guide you, some of you would still stay in this loop and still believe that you can never heal from this and never transform this, but you can, and you are. That negative entity is trying to tell you you're still broken. You're too broken for something better, for something new. It can happen for you. Potential outcome, Pisces. I really enjoyed this deck. I've never used it on the channel. Justice. Wow, this came up yesterday as our potential outcome as well. So balance is going to be restored. You're going to be in a fair and divinely aligned relationship. You are going to understand where you feel cohesion, where you feel safe. I'm seeing a safe space. I'm seeing a place where you can be yourself. I'm seeing a situation where the truth is revealed and where you actually are able to form a new agreement, a new contract, whether physical or spiritual, with this person. And you move forward with that. Now things are etched in stone that we're working together. That Seven of Swords energy where someone was trying to take from you, where someone was deceiving you, lying to you, all of that energy is gone. This is an opportunity for you to understand, okay, I may have stayed stuck in this loop and been worried about this person for far too long, but I am ready to receive love. I am ready to receive an outpouring of newness and refreshment in the energies. And this doesn't serve me anymore. 8 of Cups. So I'm going to move on. And with the Magician, I'm going to manifest a new beginning, the love that I deserve. Queen of Cups. I'm nurturing myself first. Ah, beautiful, beautiful energy, Pisces. We're just going to pull a single card to end this out. Your life is going to look a lot better when you finally walk out of this energy of being stalemated by your subconscious and by psychic attack. What does Pisces need to know moving forward? Spirit, thank you for this message. Thank you so much for this message. All right, fateful encounter. It says it's impossible to avoid. Big impact on the future. Questions your belief system. An important life-altering event. The card says, the moment I laid eyes on you, I knew. I can't explain how I felt, but I knew I was meant to find you. So for those of you, again, who are about to walk away from a partner, I'm going to pull a second card for those that are staying, but you're about to meet your counterpart, your soulmate, someone you were destined to meet. And when you meet them, you're going to know at first sight, this is them. This is that person I've been waiting for. And the reason you're finally able to meet them is because you moved out of this energy. What about we'll do 3. We'll do 1. So that's for my singles. We'll do for my couples. And we'll do for those of you not looking for love. At least not now. So for my couples, Spirit, what can they expect in their relationship? Wow, power couple energy. It says great source of power. The dream team of change. Reunion creates exponential growth. Highly influential agents of change. And this card says, I never understood what people meant when they used the term power couple. However, since meeting you, I realized how much positive change we can create together. So you're moving away from whatever happened, and we all have, skeletons in the closet, and you're moving into an energy where you are going to rebuild better, faster, and more powerfully with this person. I think it was just a moment of soul growth that needed to happen, a faded energy. And for those of you who are not looking for love, and maybe you just want to focus on you, what do you have for them, Spirit? I want to make sure we're encompassing everybody in the readings. Glow up. So this is just a personal glow up. And of course, if you're looking for love or not, this could still be relevant for you. So take what resonates. It says overcoming illness and negativity, feeling confident in being on the right path in life, connecting with others, positive vibes, in a new phase of life. And it says here, I'm working on myself every day. I hope to improve spiritually and emotionally to become a better person that deserves you. And I would say you deserve you. I am slowly moving forward in my life, and I hope to reunite with you one day. And so this could just be you reuniting with yourself, you focusing on self-improvement, your health, your vitality. I'm seeing some of you are kind of like saying F commitment, you know, I don't really want to be attached to anybody at this time. I want to focus on my goals, on my retirement, on my dreams. I don't have time for petty games, all of that. So I hope that this message found you kind of in whatever energy you are in, Pisces, whether you are single, whether you're coupled, whether you are not looking for love, but whatever lesson was learned here was deeply karmic. It was necessary, and you have to just believe that the loops that are playing in your mind are only going to take you down if you continue to go down that path. This is a time to release it, to let it go, to understand that a new cycle is coming in all areas of Pisces life. And with the eclipses coming in again on the 22nd of September, expect some big shifts by then, okay? But all right, I'll see you again tomorrow, Pisces. Love you. Bye.